oops. Oh, uh-oh. Look what we have here, folks. Welcome to another show and tell what the hell. And today we have something very, 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 very exciting. Um, Power of the Primes Leader Class, Optimal Optimus. And while you may have seen this figure already in various forms, I would like to spend time talking a little bit about this figure. Not only the figure, but the character. And I have another surprise for you because I wanted to try some stuff. I'm very excited to get this open. Not as excited as I would be had I first had this mold. I was actually never mind. I was trying to make something here, but let me get this sucker open here. And you know what? This might take a little long. It's a big box. Let me pause this. And we are back, fresh out of the package. And this is, of course, Optimal Optimus. Very well articulated figure. Now, here is the sad part. I do not have. I was never one of the people that had the original Optimal Optimus figures. Of course, his backpack is there just hanging out. And we'll get to that in a minute. He's very articulated. Nice, hefty figure. A little light, though. Now, I do know the other original figure is a bit bigger than him, and I am a huge Beast Wars fan. And I started tiny bit late, and by tiny bit, I mean I missed half the first season, wasn't very interested until I started being told of its connection to Transformers, the original Transformers, because I thought it was just a knockoff of Transformers. I was very upset. It's like, you can't mess with my Transformers. What are y'all trying to do, man? But we hadn't visited Transformers in quite some time. By the 90s, we had already seen the likes of, well, we had seen Thundercats come and go. We had seen Ninja Turtles come and go. Power Rangers were coming. Were kind of already where I was getting a little older, but this was the Beast Wars was a show that I was very, very impressed with and still love that show to this day, more so than many other shows. And I think as much as people refer to me on the boards, never mind, nobody knows me on the boards, but if they were to know me, they would probably call me a G1er, which means people that have like a very have a strong preference towards the G1 aesthetic or comic or cartoon. But yeah, no, I'm very original G1 like everyone else. But Beast Wars, I believe, is the best written show of the whole entire Transformers franchise. It had some of the best characters, some of the best short stories. I'm in love with that show. Beast Machines, on the other hand, not so much. Now, I'm not saying it was absolutely horrible, but could have been better. It was a little bit of a letdown. Anyway, so here is your Optimal Optimus, which is a form that Optimus Primal takes in the show after he receives part of the Matrix of Leadership. Did I get that right? I always mess up. Now, here's what we're going to do, folks. I'm going to transform him. No, you know what? I'm gonna get him next to somebody here. Now, I'm not gonna do like what other reviewers do and actually show the transformation process. I think that kind of takes away from the fun of discovering that yourself, and that's just how I do Transformer show and tells here. And but let's bring out this guy here that I ordered and was having heart palpitations with. This was a Comic-Con exclusive, San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. I guess it was referred to as Optimus Primal on the Throne of Primes. I'm not going to bust that thing out. But, yeah, same mold, just done in the Optimus Primal colors. Now, what was funny about this is that the Primal that attaches to it is the same color scheme as this. They could have done something a little bit different, but I'm not complaining. I really like this big mold, especially now. I would have been happy if I just got this, because I still want the original version of this and Primal Prime, but I'm not sure if I'm willing to shell out a lot of money for it. What is this that I'm noticing, though? Is this something that, huh? Hey, does this thing not have that? Oh, well, that's interesting. Or am I just overlooking that? Oh, jeez. Look at you. Just a silly man. Let me check the box here. Just gonna check the box here to make sure I got everything. Wow, it looks like, yeah, I guess those are the extra components that that thing came with. I didn't notice that. I had no idea that this had extra parts. Well, that's a little pleasant surprise. That's pretty cool. I wish this guy had come with him. It looks like they could have been attached over here, unless I got a version that is messed up. I don't know. I haven't done enough research. I'll have to find out. Of course, this guy has his guns already attached to his legs, which you can do with this fellow over here. But here's what I really wanted to know. Does this guy hold the awkwardly riveted mace of primes thing? Staff of primes, whatever it's called. And can he have the crown? Can we give this guy the crown, folks? Let's give him the crown. Oh. That's why I want it. Look at that. Wow. Ain't that pretty? I like it. Of course, you could interchange a couple of other parts like the matrix over here and maybe the guns or whatever you want to do. I don't care. Use your imaginations, folks. And that's what I like to do with Transformers. Use my imagination. I bought a ticket to the Imagination Station. Okay. So that's what I was really curious about, and to see if this would fit, and it does, and it looks great. Not as cool as it looks on this guy over here. It takes away from the... But if you already own an Optimal Optimus, you'll have one that looks a little bit different because it has a crown, and then you can have this one that looks completely different from the other ones. So you have you'll have different variations. This is a thing I'm wondering about, that shoulder blade thing. Let me look at the instructions. Hold on. Let's pause this. Yeah, I'm just making it. I'm a big dope. I'm a big old dope because they're right here on the arms. Yeah. You could put them up here. So, yeah, there you go. That's if you want the big shoulder look, or if you want, this is meant to be in his, I believe this is meant to be in his gorilla form. And like me, I don't read the instructions. I just don't do it. Or, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at the back of the package and it shows it where it's on both modes. So if you want to give them the big old, this is cool because this blends in with the color already. So yeah, and I don't own the original one. I'd really like to, but I do remember it having a whole bunch of panels, and they would easily get lost because you see them on eBay a lot, and you see a lot of Optimal Optimus missing. So here he is. Let's pretend that that's there. That's how he looks with that. Oh, stickers. Be careful with these. Now, the advantage of having one of these compared to the original is that it doesn't have all that chrome paint, right? You get that chrome paint, what happens? It starts crumbling over time. You can't avoid it. You can if you really, really preserve your figures. But I like to punch these things right in the face. And if I had an Optimal Optimus, he'd be all bruised up with chrome chipping off. Anyway, but I do have actually some chrome figures that have had their chrome pretty well preserved over the years, and it hasn't chipped off. And there's no real fix for that. Sometimes it makes the plastic a little brittle too. I noticed I had a couple of Megatrons that I broke, transmetal Megatrons. Anyway, so okay, I'll transform him. And here we go again. Yeah. I recommend this figure to anyone that likes surfing gorillas. Yeah, this has a surfboard mode, and pretty interesting. pretty sweet. Now this can also, now for those of you who don't know anything about Beast Wars, um, yes, Optimus Primal turned into a gorilla that would surf on a floating board. So this pays homage to that, of course, and you can start noticing the differences of these. And this is what I'm excited for. I really want to get these two guys. I want to get these guys transformed because, and I'll explain why in a minute. But I wanted to show you all the surfboard gorilla, not to be confused with Thrilla gorilla. It's a pretty simple transformation, actually. It's just a little turn here, this and that there. I'm probably going to keep this guy in this mode, and I'm going to explain why in a minute. And here we have the two smaller bots that go that make the head of this figure. This is for this one, and this one is for that one. They are about the same. Just very minor differences in their plastic. For some reason, this has like a little bit of a yellowing to it. It's hard to tell on the camera. But that's cool. I like it. This is a different color than these over here. They look about the same. I don't have a strong opinion either way. Of course, the back's a little bit different. Different stickers. And different matrices. Did I say that right? So this one gets a nice little blue one, and you can remove these, of course. Oh, come on. All right, it's fine. They're not like the old Transformers that if you broke something, it was broken for good. These use ball joints and friction joints. So there you go. There's a little matrix there. Just pop it back in. Great for the kids. Now here's the awkward part. He's got a big old backpack there. And it's kind of give him some stabilization issues, so you may have to adjust him. These kind of double as, you can make them into little batons. So if he's having a race, he's in track. You could pass the baton to the next person. Who will it be? Cheetor? He's going to win. Anyway, Optimus Primal. I'm really happy I got a Cybertronian Optimus Primal figure. Now, I'm happy because back in the day, not too back in the day, but I would say about 10 years ago, BotCon was an annual event that was a big, Transformers convention, and they started releasing exclusives. One year got really good. So we saw these Cybertronian non-beast forms of the Beast Wars characters. And oh my god, did I want those so bad. I could never get them. Now, the aftermarket value is incredibly high. I saw like a whole set go for probably about like $1,500 at one point. And so they were repaints of existing molds made to look like the Beast Wars characters, and some of the heads were redone. I never got the Optimus Primal one. I never got any of them, actually. Now, Hasbro, the head's stuck in this one. Hasbro, every now and then, will put out a piece. Ooh, there you go. That didn't sound too good. We'll put out a character that pays homage to a Beast Wars character. We've seen some that... oh, there you go. I was scared about doing that. Look at that double head prime right there. Wish you had little hands to hold on to. But they put out some characters that pay homage to that. And I have a few of those, and I'd like to build a Cybertronian Beast Wars collection. I really wish Hasbro would do an official version of that, which I think a lot of collectors would not like. The ones that own the those BotCon sets, because more than likely the value would probably go down just a little bit. But it'd still be nice. It'd still be very nice to get some of these characters in a different form. We have seen them come back. Like we've seen a Cheetor was it Classics Cheetor? Didn't like that one too much. We did see a Rhinox come through, and the Rhinox was, but I still want to see a official Hasbro Cybertronian version of some of these characters. I love this. I hope we get a Megatron version of this. Doesn't look very likely because we've already gone to Siege of Cybertron. So this is the version that I'm going to be having on display. I'm going to have this prime here, and then I'm going to get this mess here all sorted out. Oh, here's another thing in case y'all wanted to see what it looked like. There you go. Yeah, I like that. Anyway, but I have very fond memories of Optimus Primal. I really like. In fact, I kind of like his character more than original Optimus Prime. Blasphemy! But you know, if you happen to watch the cartoon, you wouldn't know what I mean. I mean, he's just a very uh, empathetic character, a reluctant leader, voiced by the great and underrated, criminally underrated Gary Chalk. Um, but if you haven't seen any Beast Wars, I would highly recommend watching. I mean, if you could sit down and watch some long ass season on Netflix, check out Beast Wars. It gets really interesting come season 2. Um, anyway, so that's about it. That's all I got for these guys. I really wish I had more to say. That I do like these figures. This one you can start finding in stores. Find it at Target, find it at Hasbro Toy Shop. If you can't find it there, go to stores like Big Bad Toy Store or I don't know, TF Source or I don't know. There's so many other toy stores out there. You'll have options. You can compare and contrast. I say it's worth if you get it for about $45. It's a big hefty toy. It's about 10 inches. Check it out. It's a fun thing. A lot of play value here. And I know you're all saying, well, doesn't he have one more mode? Yeah, we can do that. I don't want to do that right now because I've already been here for 17 minutes. Anyway, be safe, people.